an eye on the little room thing. Right, warm up. Slightly different to what we've done for the past couple of weeks. You've still got swivel hips in there. And then when we did the first couple of weeks, I think we did an exercise called table rocks. That's going to be thrown back in again. And then there's a couple of other exercises that I'll go through. You've done them before. It's just a different order for what we've usually done them in. And then your workout today, there's two separate parts to the workout. There's an EMOM and then there's an Amrap. I'll go for the EMOM first when we come to that. Once we've done the EMOM, then I'll go through the exercises and how the Amrap works, rather than just giving you loads of information to start off with, and then you'll get completely confused. So we'll go through the warm up, and then I'll go through the exercise for the EMOM, and then we'll just get started. And then I'll go through, once we've done the EMOM, I'll go through the Amrap stuff. Right, so let me just tilt this down so you can see what I'm doing. I unraveled my mat before, and there's a big spider right in the middle of it that shot out, and I've got no idea where it's gone. It's in. If you see me bolt off really quickly, it's because there's a massive spider knocking about somewhere. Right, so put yourselves on your mats, hands behind your back. Doesn't really matter your position of your hands. I always tend to put my fingers facing behind. Feet flat on the floor, and all you gotta do is just swivel hips. So you just want to roll your knees onto one side, and then roll them over to the other side. So you want to try and get your knees as close down to the floor as you can. Don't worry too much about your hips coming up or your backside coming up. If you can keep it on the floor, keep it on the floor. You might find your back, might crack your back if you're quite tired. I feel really stiff today. Now we'll just do one more each side. And then if I just spin around the other way, you're going to do table rocks. So you want to make sure your fingers are facing behind. Feet roughly about shoulder width apart. Don't just lift your hips up in the air. Roll your belly button into your rib cage and then try and roll up. Extend the hips as high as you can, so you should feel it stretching right down in front of your shoulders, all the way down your arms, and then you just come back to the floor. So try not to just arch your back and then just aimlessly lift your hips up. Think about rolling your lower back down and then roll up. So you should feel it just straight up and down. You should feel it right down the front of your arms. Just make sure when you're in that kind of tabletop position at the top that you're looking up at your ceiling, or if you're outside looking up at the clouds, that grey cloud that's probably hovering over above. I'll do two more. Okay, and then if you just pop yourselves up, you're now going to do 10 just body weight squats, so just 10 normal squats. So feet shoulder width apart. Make sure you keep your feet flat on the floor, and then just do 10 squats. And one last one. And then I'm going to do this kneeling down so you can see what I'm doing. You can do this stood up, it doesn't really make much difference. You want to hold the kettlebell bottoms up, so you want to hold the kettlebell upside down, or your dumbbell upside down. Rotate the kettlebell right around the back of the head, and then bring it back in front. So if you had a mirror, you'd lose the kettlebell behind your head, and then it just reappears in front. So you can do 10 halos. You do 5 one way, and then 5 the other way, or you can just leave it, do 10 in one direction, because you're going to do this twice anyway, so you can always do your 10 the opposite way. And then once you've done your 10, pop your kettlebell back down. Really concerned about where that spider's gone. Back into your swivel hips again. So if you pop your bum back on the floor, hands behind your back, feet roughly slightly wider than shoulder width apart, then just pop those knees down. If you try and get your knees as low down to the floor as you can. Ooh, back just cracked. And then if you go into your table rocks, so again, feet shoulder width apart or a little bit wider, hands behind your back, fingers facing away, roll your back down, and then roll up. If you're getting any pain at all in your elbows when you're lifting up, Just go a little bit wider with your hands. It'll just take a little bit of pressure off. But you're going to do 10 of these table rocks. So you should feel it right down the front of your shoulders, down your biceps. You might get it on your top of your hips as well, your hip flexors. And then once you've done your 10 table rocks, pop yourself back up. And then go into your 10 squats. So just 10 bodyweight squats. And then once you've done your 10 squats, if you go into your 10 halos, so if you did your first lot of 10 all going one way, try and remember which way you went and go the opposite way. So it's bottoms up with the kettlebell. I can't remember which way around I did. I think it was that way. So just count 10 reps every time the kettlebell comes in front of your face. That'll be a rep. It's quite a nice shoulder mobility exercise. Okay, let's check no one else is in the room. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, you've got two parts to what you're going to do today. First part's going to be an EMOM. So for the EMOM, for those that have not done one before, it's every minute on the minute. So I'm going to get you, you've got 3 exercises. So first minute, you're going to do one exercise. Second minute, you're going to do a different exercise. Third minute, you're going to do another exercise. And then you're basically going to repeat them 4 times for the 12 minutes. You've got a set amount of reps to do within the minute. So however quick you do it will determine how much rest you get. If it's too easy, next time round, or too hard, next time round, either add a rep on or a couple of reps on if you're getting loads of rest, or take some reps off. It shouldn't be too bad. The one where you're going to get the least amount of rest is going to be the last one. So for the first minute, you're going to do 15 overhead presses. And I'll demonstrate the presses in a minute. However quick that takes you, it'll be your rest. If it takes you 30 seconds, you've got 30 seconds rest. The second minute, when the buzzer goes, which should hopefully, if I set it up properly, you're going to do 15 squats. Again, I'll go through the squats. Again, rest whatever time's left in the minute. And then the final minute, the third minute, you're going to do 30 two-handed swings. Now, the 30 swings will probably take you about 45 to 50 seconds, I think. So you're not going to get a lot of rest on that one. So when you get to the swings, just make sure you're keeping your breathing quite regulated and try and relax on the swings. Swings is like a kind of an extended rest compared to what the rest of it is. So you've got 15 presses in the first minute, 15 squats in the second minute, and then 30 swings in the third minute. If you're getting nowhere near and you're getting no rest at all on the swings, just lower the reps down. You might want to increase the reps on a couple of the other ones. So the first minute, I'll do this kneeling down so you can see what I'm doing before I tilt it back. You want to hold on to your kettlebell by the ball, thumb and fingers around the handle. Start with the kettlebell on your chest, and then it's just straight up overhead. Just make sure you lock your arms up, and then make sure you're not leaning back. If you find yourself leaning back, just tilt this back. You can't really see. So make sure you're not doing that. Put one foot behind the other, and then just try and stay nice and tall with your upper body, with your torso. It's only 15 reps. Like I said, if you find yourself it's too easy on the first lot, add some reps on. If you find it's too difficult, take some off if you need to. I'll keep you updated on where you are with the time. For the second minute, 15 squats. I don't really mind how you hold on to the kettlebell. If you want to hold it that way around, you can do. If you want to hold it like you did for your presses, you can do. If you want to hold it that way around, it doesn't really make much difference. All I'll say on the squats is just make sure, whichever way you're holding it, feet are shoulder width apart. If you can get all the way down to the floor, just make sure you got your elbows inside your knees so you're not hugging your knees when you get up, because you're going to be doing that. So stand up. So feet shoulder width apart, keep your elbows in, knees out to the side as you squat down, and then stand it up. Okay. So that'll be the second minute. So you've got 15 of those. And then the third minute, you've got 30 two-handed swings. Okay, so for the swings, you've done these past few weeks. Again, feet slightly wide in the shoulder with the bar. Knees stay still, hinge at the hips, so all the tension is going in your hamstrings. Grab the kettlebell with two hands, put it back between the legs. And then nice and quick, extending the legs and driving those hips forward. And then just try and relax with your upper body and your arms. And then breathing wise on the swings, you want to inhale as the kettlebell's coming between your legs, and then exhale on the way up. Okay, you'll do that naturally anyway, I hope, unless you're holding your breath, which fingers crossed you won't be doing. So just try and make sure you just regulate your breathing on the swings, because you'll get a little bit more rest on them, okay? So first minute, 15 overhead presses, rest whatever time's left. Second minute, 15 squats, rest whatever time's left. Third minute, 30 swings. There won't be a lot of time left on that one, I don't think. And then you can repeat that 4 times. Once we've done that, I'll go through the second part of the workout. Okay, does that make sense? It's pretty straightforward. Nothing overly complicated. Right, let me turn this buzzer up. Okay, so we're going to go in 10 seconds. So the first one, 15 overhead presses. Tilt that back a little bit. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So straight up and down. And then once you've done your 15, you can rest. You've got 30 seconds if you just finished. So these first 2 are going to be relatively easy. So like I said, if you want to add a little bit more on, you can do. You don't know what's coming after this, so I don't know whether I'd probably recommend it or not. We'll find out. Okay, you go in 15 squats in 10 seconds. So there's no rush on these, as long as you get them in. It's a nice steady pace on your squats. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, if you're getting all the way down to the bottom, make sure you've got those elbows on the inside of your knees. Got 30 seconds left. Whew. Okay, you got 20 seconds, so your third minute, this will be your 30 swings. Okay, going in 10 seconds. Okay, in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's get nice and relaxed with your upper body. Thirty seconds. Get nice and snappy, driving those hips forward. Whew. 10 seconds. Okay, so you're back on the presses in 5, 3, 2, 1. Into your presses. So it's 15 reps. If you want to add on a few extra ones, you can do. I'm going to add on 5 more, I think. You've got 30 seconds left. Okay, 20 seconds. So you're back onto the 15 squats. Again, if you want to add a couple more reps on, take any away if you need to, you can do. I don't think you should need to take any away. Okay, 5 seconds. If you get yourself ready for your squats. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Thirty seconds. Whew. So on the squats, just make sure you keep your feet flat on the floor. If you need to go a little bit wider, you can do. Okay, so we're back onto the 30 swings in 10 seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's get nice and snappy with your legs. So straighten the legs up as quickly as you can. And just relax the upper body off. You got 20 seconds. Whew. 10 seconds. Is that twice through? I've lost count already. 3, 2, 1. Back into the presses. So again, 15 reps. If you want to add a couple more on, you can do. And I'm going to add 5 more on. Whew. So we've got 20 seconds. Oh, it's hot in there. Okay, 10 seconds. So we're back onto the squats. Again, on the squats, I'd probably stick to 15. Okay, going again in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Thirty seconds. Whew. So similar to the swings on the squats, inhale on the way down, exhale when you're standing up. So back to the swings. So I can probably get in 10 to 15 seconds rest on these. Okay, in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just go past 30 seconds left. Whew. 10 seconds. So one last lot. Back onto the presses. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just make sure you get those arms locked up. Big biceps right next to your ears. If you find yourself leaning back, just put one foot behind the other, just try and straighten up. It's a good thing about doing it online. You can't hear how much my elbow is clicking at the minute. And I can't hear how many have you got clicky knees. Okay, again, last lot of squats in 10 seconds. Okay, in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Whew, 30 seconds left. So last lot of swings. Okay, we're going in 10. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Last 30. Let's get nice and snappy, driving the hips through. And just squeeze your glutes in as you're driving them forward. And just relax that upper body off again. "20 seconds. Whew. Oh. Last couple of seconds. Whew. Okay. Now, if you've got some water, have a little bit of water. It's probably going to be quite hot. Oh. I think Alison might have had the right idea going outside. Oh, it's so hot inside. Okay, so this second bit, we've done them previously, so you're going to do an Amrap. So it's an Amrap for 12 minutes. So you've done a 12-minute EMOM, and now you're going to do a 12-minute Amrap. So basically, 4 exercises, set amount of reps for each exercise. After the last exercise, go straight back into the first one. Okay, so it's pretty much non-stop for 12 minutes. Don't absolutely smash, even though it's only 12 minutes, don't smash the first round, because the last exercise is going to drain you. And it's not burpees before anyone panics. I've got a load of burpees planned, possibly for next week, we'll see. So your exercises, we've pretty much done all of these, I think, past 4 weeks, 5 weeks. The first one, you're going to do 6 single arm rows on each side. So 6 on one side, 6 on the other side. Again, I'll go through the rows. You've got 12 push-ups. I don't want you to do chest press if you can help it. For the push-ups, if you need to, go down to your knees to do the push-ups. So you've got 12 of those. Then you can do 18 hand-to-hand swings. Again, I'll go through the swings, we'll recap over that. And then your last one's the kind of the horrible one. You're gonna do 24 thrusters. Okay, so you've got 6, 12, 18, 24. After the thrusters, you just go back into the rows again. Okay, so the idea is you get through as many rounds or as many reps as you can in the 12 minutes. It's fairly straightforward. You just got to remember the exercises. So for the rows, I'll show you these ones. So it's a big wide stance. So whichever side you're starting with, knee over your ankle, rest your elbow on your knee, grab the kettlebell with one hand. The only thing that should move should be your arm. And think about trying to pull the kettlebell back into your hips. You're not pulling it up to your chest because you're going to be twisting around. Think about pulling it backwards. So start from underneath your shoulder, keep your elbow in, and then pull back. Once you've done 6 on one side, you can swap around. Exactly the same thing on the other side, okay? Once you've done those, you've then got your 12 push-ups. All I'd say on the push-ups, I don't know if you can see me on this one, or just about. Only problem with doing everything inside, there's no room. Try and get your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and you can't see my hands, but try and get your first finger, I'm sure it's got a technical name, but get that first finger facing forward. So don't hold your hands like that. Something like that, so the first finger's always facing up. Rotate your elbows, so you've got the bend in your elbow, so your elbows are facing back, and then try and get your elbows right into your side. Same thing, if you need to do it on your knees, you can do, okay? Try not to do any of the kind of chicken push-ups if you can help it. So you've got 12 of those, and then you've got 18 hand-to-hand swings. So it's feet shoulder width apart. Technique's exactly the same. Just make sure your handle's on the side, so the handle's facing forward. Grab the kettlebell with one hand, put it back between the legs, and then you're swapping over at the top of each swing. So that'd be 1 rep, that'd be 2 reps, that'd be 3, okay? And the thrusters, hold on to the kettlebell like you did for your overhead press. So hold on to the ball, thumb and fingers wrapped around the handle. Your thruster is based, I'm sure we did these the other week. You're going to squat down. As you're standing up, shoot the kettlebell up overhead. So there's no pause in the middle of the squat and press. It's just one fluid movement. Okay, so you've got 6 rows each side, 12 push-ups, 18 hand-to-hand swings, 24 thrusters. After the thrusters, just go straight back into the rows again. Then just keep working for the 12 minutes. Make sense? It's the thrusters that are horrible. The rest of it's all right. It's just the thrusters. Could have been worse. It could have been burpees. Okay, so you're going to go in 10 seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So 6 rows on one side. Once you've done your 6, I'm trusting you can all count to 6. And then just spin it around, do the same thing on the other side. And then once you've done your 6, go into your 12 push-ups. And then once you've done your 12 push-ups, 18 hand-to-hand swings. So just make sure your hands coming around, your arms coming up at the same time as the one that's holding onto the kettlebell. Oh, well, just cracked again. Then always swap at the top. Don't try and swap when the kettlebell's between your legs, so you pretty much guarantee you'll drop it. And then you've got 18. And I've completely lost count, so I'll stop when I think Andy's at about the same time. Oh, there we go. Okay, after you've done your 18 swings, 24 thrusters. So you might need to break this up if you do it in 2 lots of 12. So just like your overhead press, make sure you bring your head through your arms and keep those feet flat on the floor on the squat part. Oh. Oh, this is going to be a long 12 minutes with these thrusters. So once you've done the thrusters, when you're ready, back into the rows. So 6 rows each side, 12 push-ups, 18 swings, 24 thrusters. Oh, what am I doing? Far too many of them. And then on the push-ups, think about trying to keep your elbow right over the top of your wrist. So trying to flare it out to the side or let it drop back. And the easiest way to do that is just rotate your arm and keep that crease, that bend in the elbow facing forward. After you've done your 12 push-ups, 18 hand-to-hand swings. And then once you've done your 18 swings, 24 thrusters. Oh, I really dislike thrusters. I don't know why I keep putting them in. So again, if you need to on the thrusters, just break down the 24. It's quite a lot of reps. So again, nice smooth movement. Try not to hesitate between the squat and the press. Oh. We're just coming up to the halfway point, 6 minutes left. If you've got through 2 rounds, see if you can get another 2 rounds in. So again, you order 6 rows each side, 12 push-ups, 18 swings, 24 thrusters. Again, once you've done those push-ups, back into your hand-to-hand swings. Again, when you get to the swing, same rules that apply. This is what you did for a two-handed, nice and snappy. With your hips, make sure you're squeezing your glutes in as you drive your hips forward. And just try and relax your upper body off. And once you've done your swings, back onto these horrible thrusters. So yeah, nice and low on the squat part. Just over 3 minutes left. So again, just keep going at your own pace. Whew. 6 rows each side, 12 push-ups, 18 swings, 24 thrusters. Whew. Just under 2 minutes left. Oh. Ninety seconds. One more minute. Whew. Oh. 30 seconds. Oh. Last 15. Oh. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax it. Whew. I keep thinking, oh, I'll wear a microphone when I'm doing this, but then I think you'll be able to hear how heavy I'm actually breathing at the minute. Oh. So again, have a little bit of water, and then we'll have a quick stretch out. Oh. Let's tilt that down so you can see what I'm doing. Oh. Still can't see that spider anywhere. Hopefully it's gone outside. Okay, so you put yourselves on your floor, on your mats or grass or wherever you are. Do it where you can see. Grab the bottom of your heels. Oh, I'm so sweaty. Chest on your thighs. And you just want to walk your feet away. But think more about getting your forearms on the floor rather than straightening your legs up. So if you focus on getting your forearms down, so keep that chest on your thigh, and then point your toes towards your forehead, and then just stretch those feet out as far as you can without lifting your chest away from your thighs. So you should get it right up your calves, up your hamstrings. And if you're keeping your chest down as much as you can, you might actually feel it stretch out the lower back a little bit as well. And then if you leave your, let's go left leg, leave your left leg in front. If you've got any knee problems, sit in this position. So just bring your sole of your foot on the inside of your leg, or if you can, go into a hurdle position. And again, if you just bend your leg at the knee. Why do you always sweat more after you've finished? What is all that about? So again, just shift your ribcage over your thigh. Try and get your forearms down first, and then try and straighten your leg up. So you're keeping your chest down, you're keeping your forearms on the floor, and again, keep pointing your toes right towards your head. So you should still feel it right up your calves, up your hamstrings, and you might start to get it a little bit on your adductors, the inside of your legs. Now, if you slowly come out of that, just put your right leg out to the side, so split your legs as far apart as you can get them, clasp your hands together, and then if you start over one leg, reach over your toes and just bounce yourself across the other leg, and then just keep trying to go a little bit deeper on each stretch. Again, you're just trying to get your chest as low down as possible. Some of you might be really flexible and get your chest right down. Or some of you, not going to mention any names, are pretty much bolt upright. Probably need to join in some of the yoga classes that are on the timetable, I think. And if you bring your legs back together, I'll do it the other way around so you can see. Right leg out in front. Again, if you've got knee problems, just bring the sole of your foot on the inside of your leg. But if you can, don't sit on your foot, but go into your hurdle stretch. And then again, bend the leg at the knee. Try and get your forearms down first, and then try and straighten your leg up, but keep that chest down and keep the forearms down. Now, if you slowly come out of that, leave your right leg forward, come into a lunge position. So if you can't fall over, get your shin or your calf parallel with your thigh. Lift your left foot up. If you can't grab your foot, you can use a towel to hook around. Try and keep a straight line from your knee, through your hip, up to your shoulders. If you're pulling your heel in, you should feel it on your quads. If you're not, just sink everything forward. So kind of lean forward at the hips, but don't lean forward at the waist. Let your hips drop forward. So you should get it right up your quad, higher up into your hip flexor. And then slowly come out of that one and switch your leg around. So again, if you create a box, grab your foot, so grab your right foot, put your heel in, Keep it nice and tight to your backside. Again, straight line from your knee through your hip up to your shoulder. And then just try, if you're not feeling anything on your quad, just drop the hips forward, but try and keep that straight line. And then slowly come out of that. You come onto all fours, so if you put your knees right underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, leave your bum up, big stretch out the arms, and then sink your chest down, and just leave your backside stuck up in the air. Oh, consider spider, it's underneath the cabinet. And then from there, if you slowly come out of that, just bring your toes together, so your toes are touching. Pop your knees out to the side as far as you can get them. Sit back onto your heels. And again, just stretch your arms out. Quite a nice stretch for your back. If you stay sat back, if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch, kind of on your lats or down the side of your back, keep your hips still, and then just walk your hands around. You can kind of reach over to one side, and you'll get a nice stretch right underneath your armpit all the way down the side of your back. And then you can walk it over to the other side. Slowly come out of that. And we're all done. Survived another kettlebell class. Oh. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free just to pop them in the chat. Or I'm going to stop the recording now and then you can just ask me anything.
Cheers, Steve.